So I think the thing about this movement is, what is the application? This is the thing that if it's just about more punching, why would it be punching? There's almost no punching in kata. I mean, we think about it, there's not a lot of punching. There's not a lot of punching in kata. These aren't sort of regular sort of punches. Double hand movements. So double hand movements are all about controlling your opponent. You're still hitting them at opportune times, but it's about controlling, locking, choking, all these kind of things. Why am I punching over my own hand? Why don't I just punch? Why don't I just block and punch or something? So I think this is critical to making us think, if I don't know what we're doing, I better find out. And it's almost certainly not just about punching, at least not boxing type punching. So controlling an opponent, locking them, breaking an arm, striking a vital area, whatever it is, it's control, hit, control. Almost always in kata using two hands. You're not just going, boom. We need to have those skills too, but kata is not about those skills. You can get context from what just happened before and what just happened after. You can't always, because sometimes it's the beginning, you've got to sort of determine if you're at the beginning of a sequence, in the middle of it, or get the context from what just happened. Like what's happening before, what happens immediately after, as opposed to just the technique you're looking at. But if we understand what the other kata are doing, it's not somehow suddenly we're doing something different. So if I understand one kata and I've researched it quite a lot, then it should start to inform me about what other things might be another kata, which maybe I haven't been taught yet, but I should still be able to make an educated guess. Because we're doing a style of karate. We're doing an organized, systematized body of work, if you like. That's what we're looking at. I think the thing is that when we recognize that there's things to learn still, that makes the whole thing worthwhile. I don't want to say negative things about other groups or whatever other people are doing, but what I will say is that in general, and it happens in not only in martial arts, in lots of things, is that when you don't understand things, you tend to make them more complicated than they actually are. The danger with kata is that we say, "Oh, you can't learn Saifa until you've practiced Gekisai kata for 3 years." Or, well, you can't learn Seinshin until you're brown belt, or whatever it is. There's restrictions. Oh, no. So put in place the master kata. So you shouldn't be learning it until you've trained for at least 15 years, or whatever it is. There's all these sort of restrictions. And things like, each kata is a complete fighting system. No, the style is the fighting system. It's not each kata. The kata just comprises part of the style. Things like that. So it makes it more complicated than it actually is. If I'm a teacher who, I can do my kata really well, but I don't really understand what I'm doing, and I'm gonna say to my students, "Oh no, you've got to spend longer doing this kata." I'm gonna make it sort of mysterious and difficult, or start making things up. Oh no, there's a different version of this kata. There's I got 4 different versions of this kata now, and I'm not going to teach it to you yet. Maybe when you come and visit, or whatever it is, it's things like that. Which it's not rocket science. It's a martial art. So it's physical movement. It's physiology, anatomy. There's a lot to it, but that's the exciting part about it. There's lots of techniques, lots of requirements as far as physical training, but it's not a mystery. And if it is, then we should want to uncover it, not sort of shroud it more in this sort of mystical, magical kata, whatever it is. Yeah, I think our job as educators is motivate people to want to learn, not to learn by rote, because I remember a long time ago I was teaching a class. One of the black belts, who was quite senior, said to me, sort of half jokingly, "Okay, Sensei, what are you going to teach us today?" And I was like, "Oh, that's probably the worst thing I've heard for a long time, because I don't want, especially a black belt, to be sort of waiting to be spoon-fed." We've taught so much, and hopefully part of what we teach is to teach that you've got to also think for yourself and research for yourself. And with the information you've been given so far, not just wait to be told to do something else. So it's like the opposite of what I would want. It'd be more like, "Oh, I like that those 2 black belts are practicing in the corner over there, and they're sort of extrapolating what we've done of the weeks, months, and years before.